It's Just D are they started for over 2025. You have a couple of offerings. Tell us all about them.
Yeah, well, I actually believe I started the festival. I dropped it in December for Carnival, then I roll it over. So I was doing interviews at the top of the year. I had no, and I actually released a song called, Right Now. And right now we got another track called Miss Bacchanal. Yeah.
All right, so give us maybe a few lines from Miss Bacchanal.
I want to speak them, to sing them.
Sing them. Yeah.
She's my type of gal. She like talking dirty. My type of gal. She nice and flirty. My type of gal. Causing trouble again. She don't have no shame. Yo, that's Miss Bacchanal.
And you are in front and behind the scenes as well. You wrote all those songs.
Yeah.
So tell us about your creative process.
The creative process, it varies. Well, in the case of Miss Bacchanal, I was actually writing it for another artist, and my artist Day came in the studio and she heard it. She was like, yo, you need to keep this for yourself. Like this sounds like you, so I did just that. But I didn't want it to be just a normal song. I wanted to kind of create like a masterpiece to showcase the artist, the writer, the producer. So I actually went the whole live drums, live bass, live guitars, and I even went as far as getting commercial music to do the mixing for the big SSL board, just to up the level and up the game. So that's how Miss Bacchanal really came about.
What about the other two?
Well, Knows the Rhythm, it was actually produced by a guy called Stems and Flippo, who now goes as Azariah. Stems just came off a crazy year with Bungie Carry It. He's a producer behind that. And, it's a record we had from, I think, a year and a half ago. And, we've been working closely and we have a nice vibe. They were like, yo, we need to drop this record. So that's how No came about. And for me, I believe as artists and producers and songwriters, we have a special role to play, to spread a positive message in music. So for me, no means no. It's something that women deal with on a daily basis. I have a wife, I have a daughter. So it's a strong message, so I decided to just put it in music and still make it fun. I know the fellas might be thinking, well, we can't get a dance to this song, but I have a part in there where you could actually still get a dance. You could, right now you could T4 wine, right, But, my thing is, keeping the positive vibes and empowering the women, because that's how I started out when I had manager in the beginning. Right now it's just a vibe. I was coming home from Carnival, big up SW Limited. We had 2 bookings over there. And I actually wrote that song on the plane, and people was looking at me like it was crazy, it was humming. But, for me, the whole Right Now concept was like, take action, do everything in the moment, don't leave it till later, just do it. And, I dropped it and for some reason people are actually loving that one as well.
The explanation you gave for the song No, the message. Sometimes I guess people think that artists, should be held to a certain standard and they shouldn't sing certain things or they should sing about certain things. What is your take on that?
Well, it's I along the line because, we are creatives and sometimes we just want to try stupidness. Let's call it stupidness, I saw an interview with Ed Sheeran, top writer, and he said sometimes to get to the major song, sometimes, okay, it's like a pipe. When you're first on it, a lot of bad water gonna come out before the clean water. So sometimes that's what happens when you're creative. Sometimes you just be like filtering out all the rubbish until you find a proper style or something that works. But sometimes we just want to have fun, But obviously, as you say, people look up to us, some people make us their role models and stuff. So at the same time, it's still our jobs to make sure that, we don't cross the line too much or put a negative message in the music. That's my tip.
So right by the artists as well too. So tell us about some of the big, small names that you've written for.
We could be here forever, but some of the biggest names, I've written for Shaggy, I obtained Rough Wine for Marshall Montano. I've worked with Soca Queen. We actually have a record, we haven't dropped this yet. Whoopi, can't forget him, he was the first. There's Ricardo Drew, my good buddy Rest His Soul, Tennyson John, I've produced for Busy Signal, almost every major artist from TC to Ram to Rick to Fox type of sounds. The list goes on. Joaquin, Shaquille, Cuba. We could be here for a while. And of course, my interest right now is in female artists on the race.
Which side do you prefer the most? the artistic
I
side?
honestly prefer the side I'm in at the moment. So if I'm producing, that's what I'm focusing on. If I'm on the stage, then that's the side I'm loving. I can't really, decide or pick one because I love it all. I love it all.
What would you say are some of the major challenges that impacting you as an artist at the moment?
Well, for me personally, sometime COVID was hit with a trademark issue with the name Just D, so I had to change it to It's Just. So for me, I felt like it had a negative impact because obviously people would have been looking for Just D material, while my new material is labeled on it, It's Just. And it was kind of taxing on me because I had to change all my artwork, all the metadata, but the rebrand was needed. And I mean, with the song Miss Bacchanal, I think people can see that It's Just is a step up now from Just D. So that's one of the challenges for me. Another thing obviously is marketing. Marketing is very important. It's one of the hardest parts of being an artist. So I think that's another challenge. But I think once you got the right team and pull the right people together, you could get in the zone quicker.
Was it hard letting go of the Just D brand?
Yeah, I mean, every day, like, I would look in the mirror, like, he's Just D, like, he's real Just D, he's the fake, but you gotta progress in life, you can't stay the same, and I guess I'm just transcending into, a different person, a different brand, whatever the case may be. Maybe it's a good thing, because then I could do something different and probably get away with it, that Just D probably couldn't, but I still kept the Just D music, because that's the foundation, so maybe it's like three of me, there's Just the music, the producer, it's Just the artist, and then I don't know who's the songwriter.
And what else are you looking forward to for the rest of the season?
Well, I'm looking forward to vacation, because we don't really get vacation, I'm always doing it 24/7, have artists from Trinidad and Antigua wanting new songs already. So vacation, but apart from that, I'm looking forward to just seeing people, taking in new music and just enjoy it, because I feel like everyday people, have a lot of stress, a lot of problems, work, relationships, and sometimes they just need something to help them, like, forget about all of that. My job really is not to have the biggest song or not to be the biggest artist, it's to make the people feel happy and make myself feel happy. So I'm looking forward to just enjoying myself and seeing people enjoy themselves.